Great news! Keynote speaking is back. And I know it might not feel like that, it might not look like that, but this is a great episode of Professional Speaking, and I'm here to talk about the world we're living in right now. Because just as a lot of people did not see the whole corona crisis hit them. I have to say, I had a lot of speaker friends in Europe and America, more or less, or actually laughing at me when I was saying in early February and in March that the speaking industry was quickly dying. There's, it's an all-time high and everything is great. And then boom, a few months later they were also hit. But a lot of people are now still living in this world that speaking is somehow dead. It is not. So let's talk about the positive news. Now, we have to understand that because not all clients are back with all the conferences that they used to do, it is our role as speakers to educate, exemplify and explain to the world what is happening right now so that they also will jump onto the bandwagon. Because I'm not saying speaking is back to where it was a year ago, but I am here to say it almost is, and in many aspects the early adopters have already transitioned. So let me exemplify, and I think that's exactly what we need to do. Let me give you some examples, and I need to read from the list now here, of some of the bookings I have gotten confirmed in just the last couple of weeks. A virtual conference for an executive search network, a virtual international town hall for a Nordic TV company, a virtual upstart meeting for a political party, a virtual global top management conference for an industrial company, a virtual town hall for 1,200 people in Poland, a virtual global conference for leadership of a professional services firm, a virtual global top management conference for a healthcare company, 3 virtual industry association conferences, and a virtual global high performance conference for 7,000 people around the world. And do you see a common denominator here? Well, first of all, the conferences are virtual, not in person. The event industry, dead. The travel industry, dead. But the speaking industry, not dead. It's back, but it's all virtual. Second of all, it is global. Almost all of these speaking requests are global or international conferences, and maybe the smaller local conferences are not happening, or they're still being postponed, or there are no budgets because there's a global financial crisis going on. But the global top management conferences are still happening. Why? Because the top management of a company cannot stop meeting. They still meet, they still get together, they have town halls and global conferences, and they still need a speaker. The third trend is transitioning from postponing an event to actually making it happen virtually. Companies that used to meet once a year in, let's say, March or April or May, who just said, we can't do it this year, let's postpone it, are suddenly realizing they haven't met for 18 months. Now they have to meet. What is the goal for the next year? What is the budget for next year? How did we do last year? What is our new strategy? In the changing time, we need to get together and meet. So now these conferences are being transitioned into virtual conferences. And finally, the big trend here, it's keynotes, not presentations. The speakers who used to be speaking in a breakout session or something, they are struggling. Why? Because those sessions are gone. Virtual conferences are smaller, shorter, more intense than in-person conferences, which means there will be maybe, where it used to be maybe 10 or 15 speakers, some being paid, some not being paid, is now down to maybe a 3-hour thing, or a 4-hour thing, or a 2 times 2-hour thing, and there's room for maybe 1 or maybe maximum 2 speakers. And who are they? They are the keynote speakers. So keynote is back, global is back, virtual is back, 2020 speaking is back. Why? Because we still need to meet. Companies need to meet. They need to get together. They need to inspire people around a common experience and have a common goal and a strategy for where we are going to go and where we're going to take our companies. And that doesn't stop just because there is a crisis. It increases because there is a crisis. So, good news for speakers. Companies need to meet, need to get together. And for the companies who hasn't done that yet, for your clients who haven't moved into virtual, it is our job to educate them, to explain to them, and to exemplify to them that this is now happening. The early adopting companies are doing this, and so should your clients. This changing time is way too important to have a bunch of our employees sitting at home unmotivated and uninspired and alone. They need to get together. We need to get the industry going, and that is just what has started to happen. The second half of 2020 is not the same as the first half. That is the message today from me, Fredrik Aaron of professionalspeaking.com. Now go out there and educate, explain, and exemplify this for your clients.